everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to talk about quantum jumping. So quantum jumping is all about manifesting through using the parallel realities through our multidimensional nature. The thing is that we are always shifting to different versions of ourselves depending on the choices that we are making, on the energy that we are embodying. So from this perspective, the future is not set in stone. It is not something that is fixed. It is always in a flux, it is always changing, and all the future possibilities, it's not like that they were not there before. They all are possibilities, so everything is possible. And quantum jumping is simply shifting from one point, from one timeline to another timeline. And we are using the word quantum here because it's based on the principle that everything is energy, which is the truth. I feel that everything is truly energy, everything is vibration, frequency. So let's try to understand from an example of radio station. You have different frequencies on radio station. When you change the frequency, you change the radio station. So all these stations are different versions of yourself. One version lives in fear, one version is guided by something higher, it is guided by love. And similarly, there are infinite alternate timelines, and you're constantly tapping into them, you're shifting into them, depending on your present state of being, which is what are you dominantly thinking, what are you feeling, what are your intentions. And it is our choice that in which frequency dial we want to tune ourselves into. Depending on our own vibrational frequency, we change our own frequency dial. So it's that simple. Now, the one thing that stops us from taking this quantum leap, from making this quantum jump, is our limited ego's thinking. Ego is very linear. The mind, it can only think in terms of physical. It always works with a map, with a plan. But when we are talking about quantum jumping, there is no space between 2 points. By that I mean, whenever you plan something, there is a point A, there is a point B, there is a point C, then at the last there is the point Z. So you have to travel like a linear line to get there. But here, you are at a point A, and you simply just stop existing here, and you simply manifest the point Z. Or you simply change your frequency and start vibrating at the point Z. So you simply bypass the entire linearity because that is your multidimensional self. You have that ability. The part of you that operates in that linear time, that is the ego. And its thinking is very limited. The ego can't comprehend the potential of your multidimensional self. The plans it will make, the goals it will set, they will have a limitation because they will come from your conditioned mind. They will come from the information that you have gathered from this system, which is limited in itself. There is nothing of beyond in it. Even when you set goals, even when you set a vision, let's just say, mostly people don't do that, they just set a goal. Whatever that you're trying to achieve, whatever you're trying to do, it doesn't have a quality of higher self. It's all ego. So that is why I don't believe in manifesting with ego, because I know how to manifest with your soul. And you can tune into that version of yourself by living a life of purpose. And I feel that is the highest timeline that every unique individual can tap into. Because in that timeline, you are manifesting everything just by your being, just by your unique essence, your soul nature. And everyone is unique. But we never discover ourselves. We think that what everyone is telling us about ourselves, that's who we are. But that's not the truth. That's a role that they have given to you. The outside system, people, the society, and we think that we are that person. We never ask ourselves, who am I? And knowing yourself is the greatest thing you can do. Because when you know yourself, you tap into the reality that is in the highest alignment with who you really are, with your true nature. And if you do that, everything is manifested effortlessly, which is very unrealistic to the ego. How can you manifest everything just by being who you are? just by expressing who you are, sharing your being. That is purpose, that is beyond the grasp of the ego. So you are constantly shifting from one already existing version of yourself to another already existing version of yourself. And there are infinite realities that you can tap into. But the thing about the ego is that it holds on to one certain reality. It likes certainty. It likes to make things permanent. It likes to get attached to things. So, one of the things that blocks you from opening yourself up to these infinite possibilities, and they remain a potential, is your rigid nature of ego. We like to make things go in one certain way. That I want to make things happen in this one particular way. This is the only way. I want that one particular person. I want that one particular job. You have this map and you think that that is the only way, which creates certainty that or there is only one way it can happen. You are not open to multiple ways of getting there. That is your multidimensional nature. There is not just one way. So this certainty blocks you, because when nothing is certain, everything is a possibility. You have made everything certain in your life. There is no space for any new possibility. You have literally blocked yourself. So this is what the problem is with the ego mind, that it creates limitations. By its very nature, it is limited. It can't comprehend that which is infinite, that which has no limitations, that which is beyond time and space. So you have to connect to something that is within you that doesn't operate in time and space. And if you operate from that space, you are tuning into a version of yourself that manifests everything just by being. Just by being who you are and sharing your unique essence. And everyone on this planet is unique, no matter what you are told, no matter what you believe. But we are not here to be a mechanical machine like entity, like robots. We are here to live life, to create something out of us. And it is not living life when you are just living a mechanical life, every day the same structure, not creating anything but measuring your ability on the basis of how much you can produce. So, are you a machine? So, you have to first of all realize that you have a lot of potential within you, and you have to know yourself, that what is it that comes naturally to you. And once you know what comes naturally to you, you simply have to start sharing it in the present moment. It doesn't matter in what way. It can be on social media, it can be person to person, it can be in any way, but you should share what you have. And it doesn't mean that you have to share with other people. You can share with existence. It's like if you are a painter, it comes naturally to you. The moment you are painting, you're sharing your gift. You're creating something out of you. Another thing is that quantum jumping is a pathless path. It is not a way where everything is defined, where everything is set in stone, like point A, point B, point C. So, this is why ego is very afraid to go into the unknown, to go into this path. And this is why anything is possible here. If you define everything, if everything is fixed, if the path is there which is fixed, you will see that there will be a lot of people there. There will be competition there, because no one is following their unique essence. Everyone is just trying to survive. It doesn't matter how they treat each other. They just want to get to the top by stepping on one another. That is what humanity does when they live in survival. Because they don't know that there is a pathless path within them, which can help them to bypass the entire path that the system has created for them. And they can live beyond survival. They can connect to their hearts and they can live a life of purpose. You can tune into that version of yourself. It is not separate from you, it already exists. You just have to tune into that version. You just have to switch your frequency station. And it happens by making the choices that align you with that energy. So go into the pathless path. It is in the unknown, and you need courage, and that courage does not come from your logical, fearful mind. It comes from the courageous heart. So you will have to be willing to follow your heart, because the heart is literally the portal, the center between lower chakras, the survival, and the higher chakras. The higher chakras literally are all about connecting to the multidimensional nature of life, to your higher self, tapping into the cosmic consciousness. But it is not possible when you live in the survival consciousness. So it's up to you. How do you want to live this life? Do you just want to live a life where the path is decided for you, or you want to go and explore your own path, which is the pathless path? And that is why there is nothing certain there. And exactly that is the reason that everything becomes a possibility. You will achieve such things that your ego can't even comprehend right now. The ego's goals, the ego's vision is limited because the information is limited. It is not tapped into the cosmic consciousness. But if you just start taking action without focusing on the outcome, if you just live in the moment and you just do things, you create a ripple effect. And through that ripple effect, you start attracting things that you can't even comprehend with the mind. Anything can happen because you are creating a web, a ripple effect, and it creates an echo in the universe, and it shifts the entire frequency on a planetary level because you're giving this world a new frequency. You're giving this world something new, not something mechanical. And if you offer something unique, something different will be offered to you. So you have the potential of manifesting literal miracles from the perspective of ego. The things that you will attract when you just stay true to yourself, you walk on a path that's truly yours. Such things can happen that you can't conceive from the mind. So that's why it can't tap into that. It can't even make those things a goal because it can't even think at that level which your spirit is at. So don't make anything certain in life. Be open to new possibilities. And that happens when you let go from the attachment, from the certainty. So you have to let go. Let go from all your preconceived notions, ideas of how the universe operates, how I have to manifest my goals A, B, C. You have to let go from everything and you simply have to be who you are. It sounds really simple. It is simple. But when you will start doing that, you will see that so many programs that we have been conditioned with will come in the way. The fear around money, the idea of success that we live in, the fear of the unknown. There are many things, but you have to understand the fear will always be there. But you will need the courage, the leap of faith to go on the other side of fear. So this is why following your heart is really important here. If you want to align with your highest timeline, where everything is possible, you have to literally take the path that is of the heart, not of the fears of the mind, where there is no logic but only unknowing from the heart, where there is no staircase, where you take the first step and then the next is revealed, then the next is revealed. So everything is in the unknown. And that is why we are here. We are not here to make life mundane, to live the same life again and again. We are here to experience the multiple possibilities that we can become. We have that potential. So remember, when nothing is certain, everything is a possibility. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can like, comment, and share with your friends. And thank you for subscribing. Much love to you all.